Hi guys, it's Cindy Leach, your polymer clay tutor, and in today's PCT mini toot, we are talking about polymer clay color mixing and specifically color saturation. Now, as you're learning more about polymer clay color mixing, one of the things that you're going to need to keep in mind is the strength of the color. Now, not all colors in polymer clay are equal. Some are stronger, some are weaker. This is really similar to color mixing when you're working with things like acrylic paints and oil paints and watercolors and things. And I don't know if they're actually using earth-based pigment colors in polymer clay, but it is the Premo line of polymer clay. They are using the same kind of color palette as the other artist palette in the art painting line. And Premo specifically has lots of different colors, and they're based on the artist palette. And I'm going to talk today first about blue. Now, I've got two colors of blue here. One is Ultramarine Blue, and I've got Cobalt Blue. Ultramarine is on the cool side, which means it's a little bit closer to the purple on the color wheel. And Cobalt Blue is on the warm side, which means it's a little closer to the green on the color wheel. But as you look at these two colors here, you may just think that the Ultramarine Blue, because it's darker, you may just think that it is a stronger color than the Cobalt Blue, which is obviously a lot lighter. And in this particular case, the opposite is true. Now, I'll show you how to prove that. Now, I've rolled out a little bit of the Ultramarine Blue and a little bit of the Cobalt Blue, and I'm going to take a little cookie cutter here and cut out equal parts of these two colors and mix them together. Now, when I do this, we get an idea of what a 50-50 mix of the color would be. Now, I would keep blending this for a little bit until it was really thoroughly mixed. I've got one here that's already been mixed. Now, if I take this 50-50 mix and lay it up on top of the Ultramarine Blue, you can see, or hopefully the camera picks this up nicely, you can see that there's quite a color contrast between the two blues, the mix and the Ultramarine. When I lay this same mix on top of the Cobalt Blue, that difference isn't as obvious. It's a bit different. You can see it's a little bit, got a little bit more purple in it, but the color differences are not very strong, which means that basically visually between the two here, it's not really a 50-50 mix. It's more like a 3/4. 2 parts of this and 1 part of this. I'll show you another mix. I've done 2 parts of the Ultramarine and 1 part of the Cobalt Blue. And this laying up against the Ultramarine has some contrast, as well as it has some contrast against the Cobalt Blue. So this actually, even though it's not technically a 50-50 mix as physically, visually it is. It's basically the middle part between these two colors, because you can see enough of a contrast between the two of them. So what in actuality, even though this color here, the Ultramarine Blue, looks like it's about twice as strong in strength as the Cobalt Blue, it's actually half the strength, because it took the 2 parts of the Ultramarine to the 1 part of the Cobalt to make a 50-50 visual mix. So I hope that's making sense to you. It means that when you go to make your color recipes, you're going to mix something together, you can be a little less stingy with the Ultramarine, and you need to be a little more careful with the Cobalt when you're mixing it, because you may get a different color than what you're expecting. Just because it's visually dark doesn't mean it's visually strong. Physically a strong color. And that's just because of the pigment levels that are in these particular formulas for these particular clays. And that will be true for a lot of the other clays. You'll find some of the colors are strong and some are weak, and you'll get to know that if you play with these 50-50 mixes and look at them against each other. So I hope you learned something from that. If you did, please press that like button. We'd really appreciate it. And my question for you today is, were you aware that there was different color saturations in polymer clay? And would you like to learn more about color mixing in future videos? Please leave those answers in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from you. And also, please subscribe to our channel. We have lots of new videos that come out every week, and you're not going to want to miss a thing. We'll see you next time, and bye for now.